Before spending an inordinate amount of time using on semantics, the obvious answer to the question, is art a commodity, is yes, of course it is. It may not be so entirely, or all the time, but the fact that art exists at all in our society means it must be a commodity of some sort. Labor to create art is not free to the creator, and therefore some sort of commerce must occur to support the artists. However, for the sake of understanding why art must be a commodity, that fact is put aside for a moment. Some of my inspiration and ideas about this came from Eric Taxon and his video essay, The Golden Calf, Volume 2. In this video, he presents two ideas that I feel are relevant to what I want to talk about. The first is that there are fundamentally two parts to a work of art: the idea of the work and the physical medium in which it is presented. This deserves a bit of explanation, and though you should just watch the video, I'll try to summarize it here. The idea part of the work is essentially the viewer's memory of the piece, the work as it exists in their consciousness, separate from the physical medium. When one refers to a well-known work, say Roland Barthes' The Death of the Author, they are not referring to the physical medium that they read it from, such as a book or digital document. They are instead referring to the unified idea of that work. Hopefully that makes sense. The second idea is more straightforward. In our current society, we expect to and are expected to pay for the medium part of the art, not the unified idea of the work. The book, the DVD, the canvas, and the frame. Eric Taxon's video takes these ideas and proposes that the system should be the other way around. In our digital world, there is no labor in creating digital copies. Therefore, we should choose to pay for the idea of the work after we receive the digital medium. While a very interesting argument, I want to take these ideas in a different direction. Whether we like it or not, society demands that the exchange of art is defined by the physical medium, the access to the work, and not the idea. So the question must be, how does this define, change, and influence the artist in their work? The ideal for art, at least from my perspective, is that art is created in a vacuum, or at least entirely isolated from the demands of a market or desire to make profit, the artist never considering how a piece might be perceived. Pure art, untouched by the outside world. But we know it really isn't, and sorry for doing that whole make a statement then immediately contradict it thing again. The argument that I want to make here is that, regarding the ideal that I just mentioned, maybe it's a good thing that we don't create art like that, and that art created completely outside of the influence of society is not only impossible, but would be something other than art. Eric Taxon again touches on this, but never quite reaches such a conclusion. He makes the highly relevant point that the true value of a work of art exists in how the idea of the work interacts through people and society. My interest lies in the intersection of these ideas. If the artist wants to survive, then they must be beholden to the society to make a work that is profitable as a physical commodity. Yet the value of the work to the viewer is in the idea of the work, art as the conveyance of ideas, completely separate from the physical commodity. How does the artist create work that is conceptually honest, or at least somewhat genuine? Maybe the answer is self-deception, or possibly being ignorant of the whole thing, or maybe even being so self-aware you work against your own biases. The honest answer is that I have no clue, nor does anyone who's thought about it seriously. I would suppose that at least the contemplation of these ideas adds something to the meaning of my own work and adds depth to how I perceive others' work, or at least I would hope so. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, definitely check out the references below, especially Eric Taxon. You might also find some of my other videos interesting. I've got a short video on the film Koyaanisqatsi, which you should definitely watch if you've gotten this far into my video, and if by some weird coincidence you are interested in vintage hi-fi, check out my video on the Akai 1700 reel-to-reel tape player. Anyways, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll upload some more videos soon.